Hello and welcome to this pre-season mini-series where I look at the top 3 budget options and the top 3 premium options for each position. So that's goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and forwards. Today's video is about goalkeepers. My name's Rob, this is FPL Hall. Let's get into it. Just before we get into today's video, I want to show today's sponsor, and it's me. I'm sponsoring myself. This is my website, FPL themed products and retro football themed products. We've got things like phone cases, Premier Club cases, rank mugs. So feel free to check it out, fplhall.com for phone cases, shirts, mugs, things like that. So feel free to check it out. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but there you have it. So first up, we're going to look at the budget section. So how I've separated budget and premium for goalkeepers is 4 million to 5 million is budget, and 5.5 million and up is classed as premium. So first up, goalkeeper position. Let's say it's the least desirable for FPL managers. Most FPL managers will get a goalkeeper and only change them if extreme circumstances, for example, a long-term injury, or they've been dropped, or in a wild card. That's when usually people don't like to make transfers on goalkeepers. So you really want to try and get this one right. And a lot of people will ignore this position because it's not very desirable, but it's actually a place in your team that can pick up a lot of points, and it's a player in your team that's probably going to be there the longest. So let's have a look at the budget options. First up is Sanchez. He's currently the second most picked goalkeeper right now. At Brighton, 101 points last season, 10 clean sheets, 8 bonus, 66 saves, 2,430 minutes. So he played 27 out of 38 games. So even though he's just over 100 points, he's only 4.5 million, and he only played 27 of 38. If you remember, Brighton started the season with Matt Ryan, who's no longer there. So Sanchez should now be the undoubted number one, unless they go out there and bring in a keeper that will go above him. But I think Sanchez is 23 years old. I don't think they're looking to replace him, but I do think that they're looking to go out there and get a backup. Also with Sanchez, you have great opening fixtures with Burnley, Watford. Everton might be a little bit difficult, but it's not a terrible fixture. And then they've got Brentford. So the first opening 4 fixtures for Brighton as well are pretty solid. So for me, he's the best 4.5 million option. I had him in my side. He was 4.5 million. I was actually rotating him with Guaita at one point. So if you're looking for a 4.5 million double rotation, I think you can pair well with Guaita at Crystal Palace. Also, Dubravka is out for the start of the season at Newcastle. So that position should be a little bit more solid with Darlow there. And if we go on now to Schmeichel, 5 million, 128 points, 11 clean sheets, 6 bonus, 88 saves, 3,420 minutes. That's 38 games out of 38. And he's done that for the last 3 seasons. He's played every minute of Premier League football in the last 3 seasons. So you've got the nailed number 1 goalkeeper at surely a top 6 side. I think he had an absolutely fantastic European Championship competition in the summer for Denmark, so he's got that form going in there. A lot of people might question the potential of clean sheets at Leicester. I think if you're going to get a goalkeeper in a team that's challenging for top 6, and the goalkeeper is nailed for the last 3 seasons and he's played every single minute, I don't think 5 million is a terrible option. And also for Schmeichel, 88 saves is certainly not a bad number there. And again, it's a top 6 side, so you do have a strong chance of clean sheets. And then finally in the budget section, 5 million for Pickford. 114 points, 10 clean sheets, 8 bonus, 89 saves, 2,742 minutes. That's 31 out of 38 games. He did have a couple of injuries, and he did actually lose his place a little bit. I think it was just 1 or 2 games with Ancelotti. He did go on a bad run of form, but speaking of form, what a Euros he's just had. Fantastic for England. Barely put a foot wrong. So if the problem with Pickford, I think most people will agree, it's not his ability. He's a fantastic shot stopper. He is a good goalkeeper, but he does have a tendency to do something daft in a game. Either he comes out way on a corner, for example, and he comes way out of his goal and he flaps it and misses it. Or he does a really bad pass or a really bad piece of ball control. So for me, Pickford, if he's getting rid of those errors like he did for England, where he only made a couple, I think I would say, in the Ukraine game, if he can get rid of those errors, he's a really, really solid, excellent shot-stopping goalkeeper. Next up, you've got Rafa coming in as a new Everton manager who usually makes a nice, solid defensive side. So the chances of clean sheets are there as well. And finally, talk about clean sheets. Fantastic fixtures for Everton as well. They just play one of the traditional top 6 sides in the opening 10 games. So if you're looking to wildcard, let's say, before game week 10, basically, Pickford could comfortably be sat in your goal until you wildcard and you want to change it out. Until your first wild card. So they are my top 3 picks for the budget section. Let's get on to premiums. Let's get into the premium goalkeeper section now. I'm going to kick off with last year's champion, Emi Martinez, Aston Villa, 5.5 million. Big price rise, might put a lot of people off. Hasn't put me off whatsoever. 186 points. That's 26 points more than the second place goalkeeper from last season, Ederson. 15 clean sheets, a whopping 27 bonus points, 142 saves, 3,420 minutes. That's 38 games out of 38. Undoubtedly the number one at Aston Villa. So last season, he missed out by just a couple of points on his quest to become the greatest FPL goalkeeper of all time. That record is still held by Brad Friedel from 2002-2003. So that just shows that is a long-standing record that he almost broke last season. So as I said earlier, 26 points ahead of number 2, Ederson. A fantastic season for the Villa shot stopper. Copa champion and penalty hero as well, so another huge confidence boost. He has a fantastic Premier League season. He goes to South America and he helps Messi win the Copa America. And in the semi-final, I think it was it 2 or 3 penalty saves that he made in the penalty shootout? Incredible. Third most amount of saves. Usually the top of that chart would be the relegated or lower teams goalkeepers would be the top of those one with saves and shots faced, but he's up there third most saves, clearly the most bonus points. Third for clean sheets overall, behind Ederson and Mendy, in a mid-table Aston Villa side. Fourth most shots faced and most saves caught. So that just proves that he's solid and he's not always trying to showboat. And of course, excellent opening first 3 fixtures against Watford, Newcastle and Brentford. But this man has shown time and time again last season that it doesn't matter who Emi Martinez comes across. If he doesn't get clean sheet, he'll probably get bonus and saves. In my opinion, by far the top goalkeeper choice. If money's not an option, the top goalkeeper choice for the start of the season and probably the whole of the season. Going on to number 2, we've got Ederson at Man City, 6 million, 160 points last season. He's the second highest goalkeeper from last season, 19 clean sheets, so he's the Golden Glove winner. 3 bonus points for the entire season. So when we compare that to Martinez and his whopping 27 bonus, only 66 saves as well, but he played 36 out of 38 games. And that is my point when I'm talking about Ederson. He is the most nailed City player. He is the most nailed defensive player. So whilst some people might be thinking about Diaz or Stones or Cancelo, we know Pep Roulette. We know the rotation problems, but Ederson is a complete set and forget. And Man City can get clean sheets against anyone. They're probably going to be fighting for the title yet again. So for me, yeah, you're only really relying on clean sheets here, but he got the most amount of clean sheets last season. He got 19. So, and he was the second highest goal scoring goalkeeper, right? So to come number 2 in the charts, basically purely off clean sheets, 160 points for 6 million isn't actually that bad. So whilst you might be trying to get Diaz or Stones or Cancelo in your side, maybe just go for Ederson. And if he plays 36 out of 38 games, he's likely to get 150 points and upwards again this season. So it's not. And people might say as well that, oh, he takes up a Man City position. So, for example, I wouldn't suggest Alisson for this because you might want Trent, Robbo, Jota, Mane, Salah, Firmino, whoever. You wouldn't use a Liverpool position because Liverpool is a more nailed side, but when it comes to Man City, we know the problem with rotation. But if you don't want to worry about rotation and you want a Man City player, then I think he's the one to go for. Finally, let's have a look at Mendy at Chelsea. 6 million, 140 points, 16 clean sheets. So he was second most for clean sheets, but he was brought in late September and he only did 31 out of 38 games. So he's 3 clean sheets behind Edison, but Edison played 5 more games. So again, when I'm looking at someone like Mendy, he's a little bit better in terms of shot saving potential and bonus potential, and slightly lower on clean sheet potential. But again, he's a player that for me is nailed in another side that should be in the top 4. We know as well Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel, the manager, or Tuchel, he can pull off great defensive matches as well. I mean, he's beaten Man City, I think it was 3 times towards the back end of last season, including the Champions League final, which must have as well be a huge confidence boost for Mendy and Chelsea as a whole. So another idea. So for me, Mendy and Edison are those goalkeepers that are set and forget. They're in a top 4, or in Man City's case, likely a top 2 side that you are going to rely on clean sheets, but these clean sheets are still going to get you 6 to 8 points every game week, right? So for me, that's why I'm going to suggest those 2 goalkeepers. In other stats for Mendy as well, 140 points and 16 clean sheets, 8 bonus, 57 saves. So if I were to put this in any kind of order, I've already said Martinez would be my overall top pick, but I like the Edison pick. I do, just because you're looking at a team that gets the most clean sheets. It might not be the most exciting pick, but you're probably not going to have 3 Manchester City players because we just don't know who's going to play week in, week out. But 36 out of 38 games says Edison is the most nailed Manchester City player in that lineup. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you got this far, maybe consider leaving a like and subscribe by clicking just down there. My first draft is just up there in the corner. Coming soon will be an updated first draft, as well as looking at budget and premium players in the defensive positions, midfield positions, and forward positions. They should all be coming out within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please leave a like, comment below who you think are the best goalkeeper choices for the start of the season and for the whole of the season. Thanks for watching. As always, have a good one.